business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really find my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, movie talk time. I'm Joe Zapata. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit Stranger Things. Got some things happening. SpiderPunk. We got some stuff. SpiderPunk. A lot of things going on. So let's introduce the team. Dave, DC Callari. What's going on, Dave?
Yo, fellas. Hype today.
Yeah, hyped up, right? And then, of course, we got the screenwriter, Rob Alvarenga. I didn't roll the tongue, though. I didn't roll it like
No, I didn't roll the tongue, but, you know, I don't know. You got me hyped with that last intro, man. So
Yes. Last week's show, we had DMC Run DMC on. Great interview. You can watch that live right now. It's up on YouTube. But, guys, what else is going on? Did you guys enjoy that interview? It was pretty cool, right? He was a cool dude.
So cool. So cool. I could listen to this guy talk all day long, and man, just deep. He's got he said some real powerful words there, and then he gave us rhymes right on our show. I mean, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. But
I was impressed with his white boy guitar player knowledge.
He knows that. He's very good. He loves hard rock. He loves that stuff, you know. All right, guys. Well, let's talk. The first thing we got coming on is first. You guys remember the movie Heat? The first movie obviously came out a long time ago. Now they're doing a sequel apparently, and Leonardo DiCaprio is looking to come into it. Austin Butler and Adam Driver are also going to be part of it. I enjoyed the first Heat movie. This one's going to be like some sort of a prequel, I guess. That's what they're saying right now. I'm not sure. That's what they're saying right now. Rob, did you like the first Heat? Do you like this one? The idea with the second one?
I thought the first Heat was awesome. Actually, I really enjoyed that movie, and it's one of those like, for me, it's borderline classic because I mean, you got some, you know, that whole shootout scene in that movie is like, you know, people they study that stuff now in film school. So what I didn't know with the new news was that Michael Mann, the director of the first Heat, he's coming back. He's writing it. But he wrote a book in 2022, Heat 2, that the sequel for this. I guess he was, you know, the idea was to eventually get into like a screenplay format, make a movie. But I just dug a little deeper. It's not just a sequel; it's actually a prequel / sequel.
Oh, wow.
It picks up where the last movie left off, but then you start seeing some of the backgrounds of like the actual crew, you know, Robert De Niro's crew, and you know, Val Kilmer, all that stuff. So you see some younger versions of how they were before the events of Heat happened. So that in itself sounds really interesting. And look, Michael Mann, he's one of those, like, he is like an iconic director. And you know, it's tough to like argue that he's actually he's gonna mess anything up. It just sounds like it's a really ambitious story that he wants to put together here. I'm sure he could pull it off. You know, he hasn't really missed, if you know, that I remember any misses. But I'm kind of like mixed because I'm like, Heat was just a classic to me. I don't know if you needed to build anything more on it. So, but we're gonna see. He wants to explore more of that universe.
Dave, what do you think about the Heat 2 news?
So Heat 2, De Niro goes bananas.
Yeah, he's nuts.
So yeah, like to Rob's point, it's a classic. Can you really build on it? I don't know. it's like the movie's so old, it's like 30 years old, so they can't really tell another story, so they go back and tell us the story beforehand. Concept is cool. Casting's great, like Austin Butler, Adam Driver, and DiCaprio. Like, you kind of can't miss with that cast. Now, again, what's the story that they're working with? But I almost get the like Blair Witch vibes about this, right? Like the first Blair Witch was exactly what it was. It was fantastic. It did everything it needed to do at that time. And then the sequel tried to like dive into the mythology and lore, and it was like, because you can't really tell another story, so you build on the story, and it's like it didn't really. I don't think it really did anything. So it may not do anything. Like I said, it's classic. It's great that Michael Mann is back for this and he's written it, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I think they're saying next year they'll have it out or something, or start filming it. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. But next we have a little bit of Avengers news. I don't know if it's a tease or whatever it is, but it's been going all over the internet. So Ryan Reynolds obviously posted something on his Instagram, and I'm gonna pull it up right now. He posted the Avengers symbol with that A on it, making a little bit of noise. So now everyone starts saying, hey, he's gonna be in Doomsday. He's going to be in Doomsday. But I do know someone who told me, got a report from someone who worked at the studio and says he's not going to be in Doomsday, but doesn't mean Secret Wars. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know. Dave, what do you think about this tease? You think it's just Ryan just being Ryan?
This is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
And I kind of came to the conclusion today when I heard of it. I'd heard the image drop. And I saw the image drop, and I was like, I'm kind of over Deadpool in his current form. Like, I honestly don't like. I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it, it doesn't necessarily move the universe forward enough. They'll probably do a lot more with the X-Men in Doomsday and Secret Wars, which is great. And that's not, again, I'm not saying that Deadpool and Wolverine was bad and didn't do anything. I just don't know if it did enough. And without Deadpool doing something of substance besides just being quippy and regenerating, I just don't see his appeal for Doomsday or Secret Wars. And I know this is probably a hot take and unpopular opinion, but unless you can make me believe that he's going to contribute mightily to whatever's going to happen, I'm fine with him not being in it. Or like he's a footnote and he's like, oh, he was doing this and then he's stuck in another, like, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I agree. Rob, what do you think about this with the tease?
Believe it or not, I'm kind of like in lockstep with Dave here because, honestly, and not just Dave, Ryan Reynolds himself, he said this. Like after Deadpool and Wolverine, when they asked him, and I can't remember exactly when he said this, but it was definitely in an interview, and they inquired about the future of Deadpool, and he himself was like saying that Deadpool is probably better used, less. He doesn't see how you could build a movie around him and include an ensemble cast that they're ambitious to put together in Doomsday and in Secret Wars without making the whole thing a joke. Because if we're gonna really like take these two Avengers movies as seriously as they want us to, I don't see how you could add Deadpool into it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Deadpool. I love Ryan Reynolds' depiction of this character. He is Deadpool, but it kind of feels like even with it felt like with Deadpool and Wolverine, we kind of got our fill. Like that was like his swan song. He finally got to work with Hugh Jackman. He finally got to get these two characters together. That was like their passion project, and it felt like that was the send off. Like it's not like we're never gonna see him again, but I just don't think you can include a character like Deadpool, especially with Doomsday, with so much writing on it. I mean, people are already complaining about the quote unquote Marvel humor gets in the way of stories.
Yep.
You're gonna chance that also with Deadpool.
That's true. I think
there's nobody else in the MCU right now that could like go with him to like. No one can really go like quip for quip. Like the closest thing in the comic books would like maybe be Spider-Man, but that's not really Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Right.
Correct.
And then it just, like Rob said, it just kind of veers off into jokiness.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
Stark were still here, he would be able to maybe do it. Star-Lord, like but again, when I think those storylines out, I'm just like, ugh, I kind of get grossed out by it.
Yeah, and I don't think the Russo brothers would want to be able to put him in. They seem very serious, like grounded.
Yeah.
With things.
I don't think they would know what to do with him, to be honest.
Serious, like a heart attack.
Yes,
So
I think so.
I don't know.
You know, I don't know, but I agree with you guys. Yes, I don't know, but I do think it's Ryan maybe teasing something or getting something out there because he wants to play something. But I know Deadpool will return again. That's for sure. You know, I can guarantee you, the money it made, he'll be back again. You know, well, we'll see. The next thing coming on was obviously Stranger Things is coming. Actually, we got the season 5 finale coming up in November. It's going to come off. And now one of the actors, Finn Wolfham, says that after Stranger Things is done, there will be a spinoff. Now, he didn't tell if there's going to be actors in it or whatever thing, but he said there will be some sort of spinoff. Now, I like Stranger Things. I thought it was really cool. I love how it puts all the 80s stuff in there. Rob, I know you like the Stranger Things. What do you think about this news about spinoff?
Two thoughts. One is, can we get the final season in first? You know,
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of want to get there. That's where my focus is right now. Spinoffs is like the last thing I really want to know about. Yeah, like. But my thing is that I was kind of reading into the articles, about this announcement and kind of like the vision. It sounds like they want to like do like tales of Stranger Things, like in not really focusing on the characters themselves, but like how the Upside Down might have appeared to other people in and around the world. So you might have like an instance in wherever, like China or something, or somewhere in the far, in some forest village in the Amazon, something weird, some off the beat type of like story to fit into this universe. But again, it's like universe digging or universe exploring. And this one, I feel even more so. It's not needed. If you want to just milk this thing until it's dead, I mean, look, if they do the job right, this final season, that's it. There's no more stories to tell. If you want to go back, revisit things, that's cool. But I mean, is it really going to be really appealing? I don't see it.
Dave, what did you think about the Stranger Things, the spinoff?
Well, I love this. I love the show.
Yeah,
I rewatched seasons 1 through 4 at least 3 or 4 times. We just finished catching up with the end of 4, so we're ready for 5. I was hyped for the 5 trailer. Yeah, to its detriment. Now, to be fair, they were trying to get this done during the writer's strike, so there was a big chunk of time where nothing was getting done on season 5. So I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, can't we just get it?" And yeah, I want it too, but that is against it. But also because of that, does it lose some of its steam? Yeah, maybe a little bit until it actually hits, and if it's good, then great. Now, I agree with Rob. Like, you kind of have told the entirety of the story. I really like where it's going, and as long as the finale is satisfying, I don't see the need for it. But I do know that the Broadway show that showcases Henry, where Henry came from, done very well. And a client of mine saw it, and he said he loved it, and he's never even seen Stranger Things, but seeing that makes him want to get into the TV show. So the only thing I would really think that makes some sense is you just turn that Broadway show into like a six episode miniseries, or maybe a small movie or whatever. But I don't see the need for spin-off series. Kind of like the things we've heard about Ghostbusters. Like, you can just kind of make movies in perpetuity. You don't really have to do a series.
Yeah, good point. Those kids, I think, are about like 90 now.
They're
all of the age now so much, right? Yeah. Because I saw the kid, the guy Finn, from when he first started Stranger Things to now. Oh my God, he's like a totally different person.
And part of the heart, I believe the heart of that show is the fact that the ensemble cast works so well together.
Yeah.
The last few seasons, you've kind of gotten different little team ups, and they're off doing their own thing. So you're never focus on any one for too long because you know other things are happening. So everyone plays off one another very, very well. I don't know how interesting, if you were to choose one of those characters, can they carry an entire spin-off series? Or to Rob's point, does you just make it other stories like Tales of Stranger Things or, Tales of from Hawkins Lab? Like what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
There's some potential, but if they do it, I'll check it out. If they don't do it, I'll also be fine.
Yep. Well, and I think it's November. Season 5 finally drops. I don't know what date. November 17th or something. Right around Christmas.
26th. Then the second chunk is Christmas, and then the finale is New Year's.
All right.
So say goodbye to your holidays this year, fellas.
Yeah, right.
Yep. This is me watching Stranger Things. All right. Finally, now one of the best Spider-Man movies I thought was Into the Spider-Verse. I think those are one of the best Spider-Mans. Those are the best ones around. And now apparently that they're going to be doing a spin-off of Spider-Verse with SpiderPunk. I love that character in Into the Spider-Verse. He did a great character with the original actor coming back to voice the character. Rob, you like the Spider-Mans. You like this SpiderPunk idea?
I do. I actually like. I think it's one of the rare Spider-Man characters that people really want to know more of.
Yeah.
It's in the last movie, he was in there and he was a fan favorite, but we really watched that movie. He's hardly in it. But every time he was on screen, you're like, who is this guy? We need to know more about him. Hobie Brown is his real name, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's like that's the same name as the Prowler, which I think it's his uncle, if I was following that right. But obviously it's alternate version of Spider-Man in his universe. But even with the comic books, it's only now that you're starting to see like a little more of exposure of this character. And the actor Daniel Kaluuya, I believe, hopefully I got his name right, because I hate ripping up some people's last names and stuff. But he's such a cool, charismatic guy, and he even does that well with his voice work. And he really gave Hobie Brown that like really eccentric personality. And I don't think it's gonna be a problem with him carrying a whole movie. This character, I believe, can carry a whole movie. And it's gonna show definitely an angle of Spider-Man that I think people are gonna be hip to be quite honest. So I'm excited. This is one of the rare spin-off ideas where I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Let's get more of that.
Well, Dave, what do you think about Spider-Punk? Did you like that character?
Get me own movie, bruv. I didn't care for the character that much.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Maybe it's because he's not really in it. Like I feel like they start developing him in Spider-Verse, and then he's like, I won't do this anymore, and he just kind of backs away and then gives his his little wristband away. But can we just get the third installment of the Spider-Verse first? Like, let's go back to this again. Like, let's finish where we started, and then you can spin off anything you want. We could do Peter Park's car, like whatever. It's fine.
Oh man, we're living in year 3000, man. We gotta get there, man. This is where we're living, where we're at. You gotta catch up.
Something tells me the third one, he's gonna be a big part of it, and something's gonna spin off where that's what'll lead to his movie.
I would love to see how they're gonna pull that off, because he removed himself from the second movie. And those are fantastic movies. They are great.
They are. I think they're better than the live action ones, to be honest with you.
Probably.
Hey, they're the only ones that won an Oscar, I think. So.
Yeah, they're really, really good. Well, it's we'll wait and see when that happens. Well, I think the third one. When does the third Spider-Verse comes out? I think it comes out what?
Year 3000. Rob already said it.
Not far off.
Yeah, not far off. Yeah, but that's when it's coming out. The next one is coming out. Well,
as soon as they can figure out how to start paying their employees properly, we'll be okay.
All right, guys, we got some mailbag questions coming in. We got a bunch of mailbag questions coming in, so let me just get these right here. So let's see. The first one was from, and this one, Dave, I kind of gave you a little bit to this one. This one was from Tom from New York. He said, "Hey, Mr. Dave, which Ecto one do you prefer, the OG one 1959 Caddy ambulance or women's 1984 Fleetwood Hearse?" I think that's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, you can drive the Fleetwood Hearse off a cliff. You can Thelma Louise that thing if you want.
Yeah,
it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Some of that's probably because of the characters. Like they were all scientists, but they weren't as geeky or as resourceful or as engineer oriented as Egon was. I do really like the Ecto 1A from Ghostbusters 2, only because there's more stuff on the roof. So you could kind of somehow mesh Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A and maybe take off like the yellow and black decals. And like you could, if you could like smash those two together, that might be pretty cool.
Okay. Rob, did you have one you like before? OG one?
It's always going to be the OG one. He does make a good point about Ecto 1A because I remember seeing it in theaters. I'm like, whoa, that looks like a beast of a mobile. I like that one.
Yeah. How much did Ray pay for that? Do you remember? I forget how much he said for that.
Relax, I found a car. It needs brakes, brake pads, steering, wiring, rear end.
Yeah, I remember. Shocks, he needs all that stuff.
I think he said the repairs were like only 2,300 were the repairs.
Yeah, 2,300. Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
For some reason, 11.5 was stuck in my head. I don't know why. That was their salary.
That was the salary. Yeah, this job was paid worth another 11.5 a year.
I love it.
Yeah, that's bad. All right, the next question here. Greg from Brooklyn, New York says there are rumors Thanos will show up in Doomsday. Josh Brolin indicated he would love to do it. Do you think Dr. Doom killing Thanos in seconds, like in the comics, would heighten his character?
I hate it.
No, don't do this. Look, Endgame was what? 2019, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, we all love Thanos. He was the best villain that we could ever hope for to end that saga. And now it's getting to a point where it's annoying that you still see him popping up now in any of these phases. Like, look, he had the perfect villain's death. He's just, he did what he had to do. I get, hey, Josh, I get it, man. Look, we all gotta get paid. We gotta have good, stable jobs. I get it. You want like that Marvel check is good, but aside from that motivation, it's just not needed. It's I don't get, and this is part of the reason why Marvel is where it's at. They're so afraid to step into something brand new away from the Infinity Saga that they just felt like just flooding the zone was the solution, and it's not. And now you're trying to bring in nostalgia just to get people in the seats. It's obvious. Don't do it, man. Especially now with Doomsday.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next question. Amy from New Jersey says, have you seen Eyes of Wakanda? I found it quite engaging. Some slow paces, but overall, I enjoyed it. I didn't watch it, to be honest with you guys. Did you guys see it at all?
I've seen a little bit. I don't think Disney cares because they haven't been pushing it at all.
Which is sad. Right. Which is sad. I've seen some of it. It's actually good. I'm looking to complete the series hopefully soon. But for what I've seen so far, I agree. It's unfortunate because this seems like they put a lot of thought into these storylines, and the lack of promotion, similar to what happened with Ironheart. Again, Ironheart, where you liked it or didn't, fine, but it's still a Marvel property, still on Disney Plus. Nothing. And this is Land of Black Panther. There's still a lot of fanfare for that stuff. So
yeah,
I agree. So far, so good. I got to finish it up myself, but it is disappointing that they haven't really pushed it.
Like they pushed both seasons of What If way more than this.
Yeah.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Next question here. Tommy from Elmwood Park, New Jersey said, "Which MCU movie do you consider the worst?"
The next one.
That's bad because that's Doomsday, right?
Let's see. I don't know.
Probably Eternals.
That's on my list. Eternals. Or Thor. The fourth one, Love and Thunder, was not pretty bad.
Man, the worst one. Sheesh, man. Yeah, I mean, Eternals. I kind of liked it probably more than I should have. It's probably, I don't want to keep bagging on this movie, but it's probably the Marvels. It sucks that because I don't want to beat up on that movie anymore that's being up, but it's kind of deserving of it. At least Love and Thunder, as bad as it was, at least it made me laugh.
Mhm.
So, you know, all right, kudos for that. So because of that, I guess Marvel's has the leg up in being worse.
Okay. All right.
Well, the
Uh,
reason I think Eternals is the worst is because not a single character has ever returned or been mentioned. The only thing we kept was the Celestials, and they gave us Blade only to take it away.
Yeah.
Not even Blade, his voice.
Go screw yourselves.
Horrible. Hey, that's a good point.
Next question. Frankie from New Brunswick, New York said, any of you Star Trek fans? Wrath of Khan fan. Let's see. I do like Star Trek, some of it, but I'm a Star Wars fan. Wrath of Khan was a great Star Trek movie. What about you guys? You Star Trek fans?
The reboots were excellent.
Okay.
Like, I don't know much about, like, I know about the show. I don't know much of the lore of the show. I saw some of the original Star Trek movies with Shatner, but the J.J. Abrams ones were, the first one was pretty good. I thought the second one was fantastic, and the third one did what it needed to do. I thought those were pretty good.
Rob, you like them at all?
Shout out to Chris Hemsworth for being
Commander Pike, right?
Who's Kirk's dad? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I the reboots I actually did enjoy. I am old enough to remember watching the older ones, and really enjoyed about one or two of them. This is sad because my one of my closest friends, he's a true Trekker. He could tell you, break down everything about the Trek. The team. He tries to, like, shed some light on it, and every time he does, I'm like, yeah, I like Shatner. He's cool, but out of all the movies, Wrath of Khan is definitely up there for sure. That was a pretty intense movie. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I want to revisit that movie because that movie I remember watching in theaters. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban, man.
Ricardo Montalban, yep.
I did watch a lot of The Next Generation when that was on TV. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was on TV. All right, next question here from Jamar from Newark, New Jersey. Yo, not sure if you are a Wednesday fans, but season 2 dropped and I'm enjoying it. What y'all think? I do like Wednesday. I've seen it, and I thought it was okay. You guys like Wednesday, the move with that, the Addams Family thing?
I haven't seen it. I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's one of those properties. It's weird, right? So it's. I feel like most people either go Star Trek or Star Wars. I feel like with the Addams Family, you're either the Munsters or the Addams Family, and I'm more the Munsters person.
Okay, Rob, you seen Wednesday?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on Team Wednesday. I actually really like that show. It's kind of like
Selena Gomez,
Ortega, right?
Oh, Ortega.
Ortega. Jenna
Ortega. Which she's awesome in it. It's actually,
she does a great job.
It's actually very well written, and it has a lot of, like, I guess for me, it incorporates a lot of more of the creepiness, the little, like, horror elements to it. That that's all me. And I always thought about that when I thought about the Addams Family. Like, this is a cool show, and yet there's a lot of, like, elements. I wonder if they introduce a little more horror into it, what it would look like, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, season 2. I mean, I can't wait. I gotta dive into it myself, but I really like that show.
Okay. And last question we got here for you, Rob. It's hey, screenwriter Rob, when you write, do you outline heavy before you write or discover the story as you write?
Oh, I used to go the route of discovering the story as I write, and what I found was I just kept just going back and back, and then all of a sudden, just like, it became frustrating because when you're getting into writing, you have an idea and you kind of know the ending where you want to get to, and it's always the middle part that screws everybody up. The Act 2, which is the juiciest part of the whole story. That's all the action. That's all like the terrors. That's all that stuff there. But as a writer, when you look at it from that point of view, you know how it starts off, you know how to kick it off, and you know how to end it. And then discovering the story, it works with certain writers. For me, it doesn't. I learned that the hard way. I have to outline it, right? I mean, even if I don't have everything thought of, there's always gonna be room for creativity. But I've learned that the more you outline your story, the tighter it's gonna be. And then you kind of reduce, like, moments of writer's block, for example, or I don't know how to write myself out of this situation. I am a big proponent. It's not the sexiest thing about screenwriting. Everyone wants to just jump right in and write into the story and write the script, but outlining, even outline it, and then writing a treatment, which is like just writing out the story without actually your dialogue. It's so much helpful. It's part of the work. If you're really serious about being a screenwriter, this is part of the job. You have to really know your story inside and out. And if you don't, who are you going to sell it to?
Exactly. All right. Well, now we finished up with those, and now we're going to finish up with the third part of the show, in that famous child, if we can. But we have a little bonus thing too at the end we're going to do here. All right. So I'm going to start off here with you, Dave. Let's see what you got here. Ready, Dave? I'm going to show you a picture of someone. Ready?
Sorry, that's great.
How you doing, Dave?
Gracious. I feel like the kid looks.
I'm going to give you a clue, Dave. Picture him bald.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Wow.
Very good.
That's awesome. I don't know where you got that picture from. That's
all
great.
right. All right, Rob. This one's, I think, an easy one. You should get this one, I hope. Ready? Let's see.
Oh, right. Jack Black.
Very good. All right. All right, Dave, see if you can get this one.
Oh, sure. Not
He's probably still that same size.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, shit. That's kind of hard.
All right. Okay. Let's see, Rob. Let's see if you can get this one. This might be a little bit tougher, but let's see.
All right. Oh. Is that's not Ryan Gosling, is it?
It's like George Reeves.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah, I need to phone in a friend here.
I'm going to give you a clue. Look on the side of his face. He has a birthmark, a little thing right here. Think of an actor that has a birthmark over here.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I'm going to kick myself because when Dave gets like that, it's somebody like, I should have known. I'm sorry. All I see is
it's an old picture because it's black and white.
Yeah.
Like George Reeves. It's De Niro.
Oh.
It's De Niro. Dave was right. It's De Niro.
That's good. That's good.
A good one. All right. How about this one now? I'll give it to, let's see. Dave, you want to get it?
I feel like
he was an actor.
What's the clue?
He was an actor as a child.
It's the picture I'm looking at.
Actual role.
That was an actual role. He was in a movie.
And he's still acting.
He is still acting. One of the biggest stars in the world.
Oh, well, the biggest star? No, that can't be him. Biggest stars in the world.
His father was an actor.
Is that's not Downey, is it?
That's Robert Downey Jr.
That is Robert Downey. Very good.
Yeah!
Robert Downey. Now I'm making one little bonus one, and this is them together today. They started a movie in 1987, very famous movie, 1987. This is them today. They took this picture actually about a couple weeks ago.
Oh God.
Okay, give me a clue. This one over here, one of them is Elizabeth Shue. So if you can get her, you make it the rest of it.
I think I know what this is. Yeah, I do know what this is.
Wait, that's not Adventures in Babysitting, is it?
It is.
Son of a bitch.
Adventures in
Babysitting. That's the Nero one.
Very good, very good. Well, that was it, guys. Another great week. I will talk to you guys next week, guys.
All right.
All right. Sign off. Talk to you later, bros.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.